And it becomes not a punitive.
So when you told me, let's see, whenever he here quarterly, let's ask him. See, that's what I'm saying. See, we got to be, see, the way this you name, we got to be proactive. In other words, when the man here, because we ain't coming to the court, when the police man here, we didn't say, hey man, what about community policing? Like we supposed to get to the officer. Why we ain't got that? We gotta hit them right there when they standing there in front of us.
I'll leave it this way. I'd like to make a motion that we ask a member of code enforcement to be present during the housing grant presentation that we're gonna receive, so that they can go back and be educated on it, so that they can offer it to the people of the community.
That's that.
It would be compliant.
Second by Mr. Maloney. Is there any discussion? Motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. See, that's the way we gotta do it, because trust me, the motion, now they're tracking. See, back in the day, they didn't track none of these motions when we first started up. But see, they track, it's actually back over that quick. They track.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, motions to me are follow-up too, because sometimes I can get this done. It's
Exactly.
quicker.
And I hate
We have a flyer and we give it to code enforcement and they're already out there and it starts spreading.
When I get down and I hear the need and the want and move, that's when I say make a motion, because I know that will give them attention. All right, moving on, anything on that, grant programs, action.
No, there's just one,
Housing team update, we done talked about the housing with the grant and everything else, right?
correct.
So that brings the CAC number term.
Yes, and just so y'all know, there is the survey going on. The very last page is this art survey that DeSantis had talked about earlier. There is a preference survey, so it's out. Y'all got an email about it. You're gonna get another email about it. Please spread that word. It's the one that came out with the wrong subject, so it'll be, but it's a new survey. It's not.
West Tampa, or his Sigma bus private people. The academy, yeah.
And I'll have Corey, he'll be reporting on it.
And back in
It's already on the webpage for West Tampa CAC, our art project. Didn't matter what we knew about it, it's on the page, I couldn't go there, I found it.
okay, so where we at? You gonna go over this return?
So I know the hour is getting late but Ms. Sanchez had asked about this and it need to address it. I gave y'all, from my research, working with Andrea, y'all at some point, it's dark outside. All right, so, let's see. So I did some research working with Andrea Rosshaven, who used to be your staff person, and he did this research before. So what you have before you, you had asked, what are our term limits? When are we up? When are we up? So I researched with Andrea and got the date that CRA approved you as a CAC member. And everyone was given 2 years. There's 2 years, and you can do another 2 years, but you're supposed to, after 2 years, apply again. And I have a few people that I need to get applying again. I just did that. So I wanted to provide this for you. I think the other thing I was supposed to track, and I also provided the CAC policy, so it's in here. And Mr. Robinson and I were chatting earlier because there's still some questions, okay, about when did it begin? How does the terms work if you were, had terms and then you folded into this new policy and how that transition. But I just wanted y'all aware of where you're at, okay? And I think we're okay for now, other than Ms. Fenton needs to fill out an application with the house on
That's
here.
one major person that should even be in there.
Who's that?
Mr. Brissett, he started in 2023, and then he gone until 2023. How is that? That's like, see, one mistake on a list like this, y'all telling me I'm to audit everybody. To go to the clerk's office, I told her.
I'll look into what Mr.
All right,
Robinson.
but let's tell you, once I find that mistake, and I know I've been on this since 2015. I think Mr. Ramirez been on this since
When
day one.
Mr.
Who else over here? I've been on this since day one. Ms. Jones been on this since day one. Now, like I said, if they don't get rid. However, I'm a very much stickler. Y'all remember when they wanted to say I couldn't be the chair because they changed the rules and then proved that they was wrong. They changed the language in it just cause of me, right? Y'all remember that? Y'all still voted for the big chair.
Yeah.
I know that.
So,
All right, so here's the thing, Mr. President, I'm sitting here with his policy, y'all got that. And it said, pay attention to approve by the CRA by motion on November the 9th, 2023. Morris Maxon said that's when this took effect. My question to Ms. Green, I got it, and I saw this, okay, I already did really, okay, that's wrong. So I said, was it retroactive? For example, if you take this on the 9th, my term started in January of 2023.
You know, I think those are when we re-signed up. That's
Well,
what,
let me get another problem about that.
yeah.
All right, for example, you got people that expired, got on, served 2 years, say February. It took till September to get them restarted, right? So now the whole thing flips, right? Because not 2 years, it's 2 plus something else. So I asked Massey, because it came up with this, how can when does somebody is off of this committee? You are off this committee, but the board replaces somebody else, or they take you off this committee. Until such time, you're still on this committee. That's the only way you are. I don't care, because if that was the case, the people say February 24 or June 23 wouldn't be here. Right? This is it's past February 2024. So this is what happened. Nobody goes and puts the application until you need to update. So now you're gonna get 2 years, not from February, but whenever they approve it. But you've been serving on that time.
Yeah, because
So,
I know I sent mine in.
All right. So what I'm saying is these terms started out, when we started up, it was easy too. We pulled a rabbit out the hat. Remember that? At the library. We pulled a rabbit out the hat. I pulled 2, somebody pulled 3, Tyrannosaurus pulled something. Everybody pulled a rabbit out the hat. Okay? And it was supposed to be, which that was the mountain. So she was young,
Remember the pulling out.
oh, we pulled numbers out. We pulled numbers out. We pulled numbers, but they had a 2 or 3 on them. Okay?
I didn't look around during that.
Right. All right, so what I'm saying is, because I'm a stickler, I don't mind following stuff, but I'm a stickler when it gets out of cadence. And then all of a sudden, I'm in that January, I'm gone, and then somebody else gone, some of y'all should be gone already, which don't make no sense. So, and I'm looking at, I know I should be right there with Bobby and Collins with a 4. I'm there with a 2, that ain't equity.
Well, you probably are, that's probably.
But so they question the whole list, Mrs. See, one thing about me, as an intern, I see one error, okay, that's the script. If I see 2, I'm looking at 3, 4, and 5 on here, especially when Mr. Brazil makes no, because I was expecting somebody to look at this and say, do that make sense? So then, okay, now you're gonna put Joe Robinson in the legal mode. I am gonna personally find out what the deal is, because I will ask Massey, is this November 9th retroactive? Meaning that even if my term, so I came in January, so that would be done January 2025, if it's 2-year term, right? And it says here that, and I asked what the length of the term, so length of the term is 2 years, but here go, is exceptionary rule, right? Unless expressly approved otherwise by the board. So the board can make your term anything they want. You get 4 votes, then you get another one. Committee members may serve 1 additional consecutive 2-year term. If the salary board approves, sets a reappointment. Okay? There will be a minimum 1-year gap for any additional terms after the initial reappointment of the member by the salary board. Well, when is that? So these dates are real crucial to when stuff triggers. So is this still mean it's retroactive to everybody that was a member and we set the clock then? Or is it based on your reappointment date? That's the problem.
And then
What they should have said is we're going to clean the slate and everybody's gonna be on the same time frame, staggered time frame. And going forward, you get the 2 years, the 2 years, the 2 years, and that's it. You got 2 consecutive terms. Once from November 9th. See, it would be, do you get 2 consecutive terms from November 9th? Do your 2 years started, consecutive terms started retroactive before November 9th. That's what I mean by retroactive. You understand? So if something's supposed to be activated on the 9th, does it not the 2 years start on the 9th going forward? Or do you go back when I was already running it and now you're hitting the head and shorten the term? You get me? That's the question I'm asking, and I'm gonna get an answer. Okay, but I know that this policy don't say anything about this retroactive. I know this policy don't say when it started. There's plenty of motions are made on a certain date, but they don't necessarily get enacted. We prove budgets and prove stuff around all the time, they don't get acted on. So I'm gonna get to the bottom of it because I'm always challenging with this stuff. And they put that in the policy, and I understand they want fresh people, fresh over here, that's great, but here's another. One. Let me get another way you can get around this. Okay, I'm an ex officio, the West Tampa CDC. Because Williams may serve on this position as the West Tampa CDC, like I still remember. I mean, go that long. Doesn't, I'm glad. I get more votes. Right? So that's what I'm getting at. There's all kind of ways to deal with this. And the whole thing is to get rotation and to get fresh ideas. But I think we done got it to well point. The worst thing that happen, you get some people in here that don't know what's going on. And all this effort that we did, you can put it in a garbage can. And that was the whole reason we staggered it in the beginning. So you had some two, some three, some two, some three. And see, now we done got it built up, and back then we had no money. No money. Now you got big, like y'all was noticing, and what Mr. Brazil said is true. You got these big names, see these big dollars, and they reach. And they want to reach not with us, so they know we're gonna be protectors of the fund. It's gonna be people that come in that ain't protectors of the fund, that don't know what's going on, and we're gonna go for the open door. And we be on the court, so, you know, I'm just telling you what I think.
The executive still the same as the one, what's
The,
changed?
the only thing that changed is the verb fitness policy, the term of service, and some other stuff that changed.
But the
Supposed to
attendance
always have
policy.
to see that.
What's happened? The attendance changed.
Yeah.
The youth be chairman, give you excuse, call, hey man, I'm not coming, call us to give them up. I took a step every meeting, I said, everybody, I don't care if you call me, or you call Ms. Brunner, if you ain't here at this meeting in person, or if there's an in quorum, you can Zoom in, that counts as present, because the in-house meeting quorum is met. So anybody that's not, just had to supposed to come on, and they had to have an in-quorum and somebody on, they like on Zoom, that counts for your attendance. But say you don't come in, you might be sick, this is what I don't go over, you might be sick. You might have a relative that I know what's going on with this, you know. You might have a relative that died, you gotta go to the funeral. You might be out of town and you're somewhere that you got to go to. You might be sick with COVID in a hospital. You might not be feeling good one day. Do you know that they don't care? That they say that's that's accident. If you ain't here, right? This is.
We have to go.
Yeah, so it says that more than three. That's the language. More than three absences within a 12-month period.
Yeah.
Any 12 months.
What are the standards for, city council and CRE?
Because they.
It's like Congress.
Well, they
We-
just paid it, I'm about.
I know, I understand.
That.
That's why when Mrs. What's her name that y'all glorified, Mrs. Trips, the head, Travis.
Nicole.
When she was doing this, I was against this. Vehemently against this. Cause I said it's gonna come a day that, cause I told you it's trying to get rid of me, you know, I'm figuring where they get rid of me, I still be around, I don't know, time for something else. But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna keep stuff straight and keep y'all informed, and I'm gonna tell the truth and let y'all know. I'm always been like that, you know, I'm not gonna play no games with people. But when they did this, I saw this as divisive, that really was insensitive, that they didn't plan a succession thing, or say, okay, we finna tell everybody we finna do this. They didn't tell y'all this. This policy was approved. You had no input on this. That was part of the Bloomberg plan. That's why everyone on that approved it, anyway with the city on You do that,
With
yeah.
all due
Go
respect,
ahead.
I would like to move on if there's not any announcements, so we can adjourn. It's already almost 9 o'clock.
Meeting is adjourned. Chairman is adjourned.
Thank you.
Meeting is adjourned, that's it. We're
What
not-
about, Brendan,
I know.
I just have a couple.
Well, as long as we got a quorum, we'll keep talking to.
Well, am I the fourth? Are we gonna lose if I?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I just need 5 minutes.
Go ahead. I'm gonna listen to you, because I ain't got nothing done.
Okay, and it's under unfinished business.
Go ahead.
All right. 2 meetings ago, I made a suggestion that we look into the tremendous tree program that had 3 trees that would put trees on Howard Avenue for free. And we were to contact the sustainability department. That was to make Mr. Robinson happy, so he would get trees on Howard Avenue. I also asked about Wi-Fi, okay?
Yeah.
I wrote Brenda, a note. I said, Brenda, I said, we forgot about these things. He says, no, they're not in the plan.
Yeah.
So that means you don't get the tree bill.
Well, the tree, the rector, and I'm delving deep into the plan, telling you, that was on Jesus' list. I thought he vetted it. And I started looking into the plan. There is no Wi-Fi at the familiar phone. It's a service. So it's not, so that one, that's why I caused it, but that one can't do anyway.
It's the service that we want to provide for the community.
It doesn't matter. It's not in the plan.
Well, please, it's out there.
It doesn't matter. It's not in statute. How are you gonna, that's, see,
So I'm saying,
well, the trees, that was just out there. I remember that statement, but no one really, it didn't get attached to a project. Okay?
No, what happened was, hold on.
What
Whoa, 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 whoa. There's 2 different types of things. She talking about new trees, I'm talking about trimming them trees down now. That's already there.
Right.
That's an
And
element
that's a
activity.
county road, right?
Right, and that's right.
Okay.
And we're supposed to be getting with the county to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, so we have, that's a project. So that can go on Melissa's list, okay?
Right, at least that's.
so you want me to make a motion to make that a project?
Yeah, motion to-
Well, if it's not, it's
Back,
not the
yeah.
plan.
Is it just a maintenance? Is it maintenance?
No,
Planting stones.
Planting new trees, not trimming trees?
they need to come out because they're dying. Half of them are dead.
You want a tree replacement program?
So we want to replace the
Tree
trees.
replacement program, okay.
Trying to get your trees, Joe.
But I'm saying, I'm trying to come on.
I'm talking about the ones on Howard.
I don't know.
So they don't have to keep out that kind of stuff. Okay, and they're very quickly. The West Tampa overlay presentation will be on September 26th. I don't know what to tell you.
So if y'all want a tree replacement program, because that's new, okay?
So
I gotta look to make sure it's in the plan, a tree replacement program. Is that what you're asking for?
on how.
Well, it's very important what we call it, because it has to be consistent with the statute and the plan, you know what I mean?
Well,
Even if y'all put it in plan, if it's not, if it doesn't, comply with the state, you can't do it. You've got stuff in your plan right now that needs to come out because it's against the state.
We getting ready to.
And we're doing that. We're doing the plan,
Okay.
which is gonna clarify everything.
But Melissa,
Yeah.
I can't even think if it's Melissa or anyway. She said that they had checked with somebody made a statement that they checked with the state and FDOT didn't care about us replacing those trees. Somebody made that statement here.
Okay,
So
let's follow.
I just want to move it forward, make a motion that we find out about the trees, replacement of the trees on Howard Avenue from Main Street to Columbus
That's
Drive.
the motion, is that second? Let's get it moving.
I second.
Okay, that's the motion to second. Is there any discussion? You got the motion moving forward?
I think I do.
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor, side? All opposed? Thank you.
And
All right,
the
what else?
overlay, presentation will be September 26th. They didn't change much, campus, a presentation to them of a suggestion, okay? They only changed a couple things, but the big one was compliance. Because we had certain things in there that pertain to the West Tampa overlay that had to do with the alleys, had to do with different things.
Yeah,
And they have decided to take a state statute and put it in there instead of our listing.
all that one?
They're referencing that section
Section 5,
to section 5.
section 5, 270
Yeah, just for submitting requirements, just that section.
Okay.
And I have, and they're supposed to send those who did participate in the survey, a copy of what they want to change. I personally am against the compliance change because it's too weak. Residential part of it, they could draw a line drawing for what they're asking for in the residential. But that, just to let you know, I'll remind you at the September meeting.
And what, I'm gonna, I read y'all was some hot one in here, I'm just give you some, pass them down, just, those notices that I'm getting every notice. So I read y'all the hot about the wet zone.
Brenda, can I see your
The common stand, she said, when the sheriff to get reimbursed for the comments, but I was go.
What is right here?
The CAC policy
Are you
allows
saying
us
the
to
only
share.
one?
Yeah.
You can only one
that
can
we
go?
don't pay for.
That they not,
Get
no,
reimbursed.
you go if you pay the fees, go.
Well, there's no reimburse, it's a registration this year, okay, because there's no hotel.
Right.
It's zero. So that is a CAC policy, and I'll,
Should be able to go.
There you go. Where?
How much does it cost for registration?
oh, yeah, I'll share it with you, yeah, it's about, I think it's $400. Yeah.
That's why I was pushing that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, absolutely.
I
So
think
there's
they're
one
talking
more thing I'd
about,
like to bring up to the,
so this is very
that.
interesting.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
may I bring up one more thing?
Go ahead, as long as you got a quorum, we keep
Okay,
talking.
all right, good. Under new business, I'm concerned about the lack of parks in West Tampa. I know we're working on several parks and that's great, but there's no park in North Hyde Park. And I think we have smaller parks in our area than other areas have larger parks, and parks are important. So I'm wondering if the city couldn't provide a vacant land survey through the taxing some, some information that they already know. They already know if there's a building on the property or not. Generate a list.
There are 2 city lots in our neighborhood, and they're both by 275.
Okay, but I'm saying for the CRA, couldn't we generate a list of all the vacant properties, current vacant properties? Because just like what Ms. Sanchez said about historic buildings, vacant land is also very much a premium and very difficult to get and becoming more and more expensive as time goes on. We have a little window here maybe with interest rates still being high, that we can be more competitive with developers to buy land from people to create parks. And open land, open space, places for people to relax and recreate and come together in community and be in nature, and their kids can have a place to play outside.
Do we get the real estate department to do that?
So the real estate department, first of all, there's already a motion, they've been looking for land in all the CRAs, okay? Well, they're searching out opportunities. Right, there's,
They can pull the report.
well, they will be coming to you, and I believe maybe possibly as early as next.
I just
And
want
that's
to
that.
remind them, or remind you, I guess, and,
Yeah.
and remind us all, that this is an urgent need for our community to secure more parkland and more outdoor space that's not developed.
So they have been looking for available vacant land.
Okay, good. I'd
They're
love to.
gonna be coming back to y'all with whatever they could find. Okay. Okay, and I'll let them know again. Thank you.
Yes, it's a very simple search. You just pull up a radius and then put 0 in for building value.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
was,
And then
Whatever's there will
we
come
can
up.
do that. You have access to those.
yeah.
The city does too.
But-
But, yeah.
But the feasibility study by the city is gonna take a long time, and by then, domain homes has already built the house.
I'll tell you though, if y'all know a property that's available, you can whisper in my ear, okay? And I send it straight over there to them.
The problem is, I don't have time to drive around and be on my phone and looking things up to see if they're available or not, and writing them down, and, I mean, it's ridiculous. There's a computer program that could generate that information. And you can have it all together, and then we can start working on it. Okay, thank you. Do I need to make a motion?
There already is a motion out there for real estate to do this, but if you want to do it on.
They're gonna come talk to us.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
but,
motion?
yeah, that'd be good.
All right.
Anything else? The elections are over. All the school board incumbents came back in. With no runoffs. There's something for Lady Ray and, Ladybird. Combs, I was looking at it, I was wrong, but mine said Combs, Washington, and, Ronald, but over 50%.
No.
I said that's 6%.